Okay, so again, we watched our videos, mostly, we didn't quite get done, but
We've watched it at least.
I think we're getting better, but.
Did you think the microphone was echoey?
Yeah, I thought so.
Was, oh, okay, that's okay.
So, you know, I look at us, I said, okay, we're getting better. Then we watched, when you danced with Linda, we said, well, we don't look like that. So.
I'm not, then I won't have a job.
Part of it seems to be posture, like, I feel like.
Be hiring you guys
I feel like
instead.
I'm kind of going like this when we dance. I'm exaggerating, but, and then you're more like this.
Uh-huh.
So I think posture is part of it.
Yeah, and you know, just how good is that for everyday life? That
Yeah, right. But then I also noticed that on some of the steps, see my frame, I don't think I'm really good about maintaining the frame to that way. So like, my frame is a little loosey-goosey, it's not like rigid. So sometimes I'll go like this, and I'll kind of turn my hips to cross over.
Yes,
like this, you know, like this. Instead of rotating the whole thing, I kind of go like this.
That's good that you can recognize those
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
that's, honestly, if you can recognize it, it makes it so much easier to change than me just telling
That's sort
you.
of like the videos, because it tells
Yes.
a story.
Yeah, so everything rotates
Yeah, right.
in one piece,
Yeah.
right? So if I'm turning, and sometimes it's turning more than the feet, sometimes less than the feet,
Okay.
but it's not doing
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Right?
Isolated.
But this is so much easier.
Oh,
to do.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm guilty of it, so pay attention to that, because
Okay.
I want to fix that. The other thing I noticed too is that I think I'm doing better with trying to brush the floor, but I'm still lifting my feet a little bit, but not as much as I used to. But then sometimes too, instead of heel, I'm doing a flat or, you know. A lot of times, but I have to look real closely because I'm not raising my feet as much now. It's harder to tell for sure what I'm doing. You know, before it was obvious, I go like this. You know.
Yeah, right.
You know, I can tell right away. So I don't know. We just got to keep working on it until we get the look right. And
Right.
the look is not there yet, even though we're getting better.
But, and you know, there's always, it's kind of one of those things, there's that next layer of the
Yeah.
onion, you know?
Right.
It's always, there's always something more.
Yeah.
that you-
Oh yeah.
That's what keeps it interesting. That's why, you know, people,
Right.
you know, do it as a hobby for, you know, it has obviously so many benefits too, but there's just so many more things
Yeah.
that you can always keep working on, for sure.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll focus on
Yeah.
the frame
Right.
and moving the frame in one piece and the footwork, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So then the music worked good, so let's use it.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. And we'll practice while she gets the music going.
Let's go this way.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I should have just came in and set that up. I totally forgot. Last week, did I put that little plug in it? Or how did I do it last week? Because I have my little plug this time.
I
Did
guess
you
too.
get up and
No,
then-
I changed my mind in the middle.
Oh, okay.
The little adapter thing.
Oh.
I can't remember how I did it last week because I didn't think
Oh
I
yeah,
had-
you with this new phone you need that adapter.
Yeah. But I thought I
Lu-
used
lu-
that
lucky
this
you had
phone
the
last
adapter.
week.
No, I don't think you had. Oh no, yeah, you did. You showed it to me.
Oh, okay, I did
Yeah.
have the adapter, or the phone.
You used the phone.
I don't remember having the adapter with me, but I guess I must have. Okay, here we go. So, oh, you know what, actually I can do too? I can play it right off of Dance Vision. And then we have,
So we have double opening and we have the hesitation.
Okay, the hesitation. Let's do the hesitation. So. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
Okay, let me try that again. So,
3, 4, 2, 1, 2.
I'm supposed to go forward.
Well,
Go
we'll,
back.
we'll have to have a review.
Okay.
So 24.
I think this way, but it's just to go forward. So go a little bit slower.
1, trying to do the hesitation, so let's see if we do it right. Let's see. Twinkle, right? Is that basically what does the step?
On the chair?
Oh, I guess, yeah, I guess it's
Is that chair?
that's a chair.
That's a chair.
That's a
Okay.
chair, okay. That's
Because you're kind of sitting down. in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
chair.
yeah, yeah.
Was that the one where my foot's supposed to stay back?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then I go.
So your foot stays back after the chair, because when you're doing the chair, you're checking across with your left foot. Then you're turning back and stepping forward towards them with that left foot. Keeping the right foot back, because your next step is a back step.
So I step forward.
They do it with her a couple
Yeah.
times.
So the twinkle, chair. Oh, just wait, just a little bit for me.
Wait for you.
She knew I was coming up. And so I'm going a little bit more out over it this way. Do you feel that? As opposed to just going right down there. So it kind of goes forward. One more time. Forward. Do that again. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, at the end of it, we had a little trouble, so let's do it. So the twinkle, the chair, the slip, and now turn yourself a little bit more towards me and look over here, just because that is going to keep your body in the right, then you're ready to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I knew I had to go back with my right foot.
Yep.
I didn't know when.
You guys are getting a nice, like a deep knee bend in that one. Get your exercise on that
You shouldn't be
one.
going down
Like
so low.
lunges. So if you just stepped across into the check, instead of like feeling like you're going to step in, down
Yeah,
into
right,
a
yeah.
hole, it goes down some, but it also goes forward. Feel that? So it goes.
Okay.
So instead of just like going
Yeah, right.
like dropping to it, so it helps me to get over the foot and then back it up.
Okay, so
Yeah.
see, because you describe it as a chair, you think, okay, so
Yes.
How low is the
Yeah,
chair?
you know, read the description.
Maybe a bar stool. We'll call it.
Yeah.
Or counter height.
That's not a bar stool, okay.
Ah, nice. See, that looks nice and elegant too. Whoop.
See, she always thinks she knows what I'm gonna do. And she wants to.
It's easy to try to think ahead a little bit, you know, because you want to, you know,
I'm
figure
always
out
like,
what's going
okay,
on.
When is he gonna do? When is he
Right,
gonna do?
right.
Like she always says, let's keep practicing the step. But if I'm in the wrong position, I feel like,
Yeah.
you know, I can do something else.
But then I'm always thinking, okay, now we're gonna do such and such. Well, when are we going to do it? And then I get taken by surprise if I just relax and enjoy dancing. I'm like, oh.
Oh, I should have been more aware, is
Yeah,
what
I
you're
should have been
thinking.
paying attention.
Right, so then you kind of get that one up and you're
Yeah.
gonna like, oh, I'm gonna do it before he even.
He thinks so.
So all these other maneuvers, okay, so the chair was one maneuver, the other one was a twinkle and a promenade, right?
I want to say too that you get to a point that you start to understand that what he's going to do. It's almost like a little bit telepathic,
Yeah.
and I can sometimes tell what he's going to do just by the mannerisms of how he sets it up before he does it. But it allows me to react quickly, but I still wait until it's
Right, yeah,
confirmed.
sure.
Like I pretty much kind of,
Yeah.
especially with my students, because I know what they know.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
so.
So, but the other one was just a promenade, right? So you go. Is that all it was, or was it more than that? You said when you get to the corner, you do a twinkle and a promenade, and then you just pull it together.
Oh, the hesitation, I think, is what, the hesitation is actually a bronze move. But I brought it back in because is an important one to do if you're on a small floor or if it's crowded or somebody all of a sudden gets in your way. And it's just a forward step. Yeah, so I stopped because you didn't sense that, you didn't sense that I was stopping and standing on that foot. And this is the one we worked on where we kind of moved it to the side.
Yeah, right.
There you go. Good, so you have your heel down. And you know what I do on this one? Because it's a hesitation and I feel him stop, if I've released the foot, then I actually put the toe down to hold. So I'm not kind of stuck like this. So if I'm going, There you go. And I think that's easier to balance, right? Because your foot's more underneath you. That's better. And now if we start moving that side step a little bit more, you get some sway in there. And a lot of that comes from pushing from this foot. Push. So when I go over to the side, if I got the foot's already out there in preparation so that when I push myself over there, it's ready to catch me. If it's here and I push myself, then I'm going to fall over. So I get the foot over, and then I engage all the joints in the leg. Like you're going to push yourself to jump up in the air, but we're going to push ourselves sideways. Yeah. But if you don't ever stand on that, you don't get the power. And sometimes we kind of bypass it and never put our weight all the way over it so that we can use it to power us. Much better. And now, so we have to watch when we're stepping to the side, and if I do this kind of towards the camera, and I have this sway, when we go sideways, we have that sway action. I want to be careful that I don't, again, just like using it this way, that I'm not doing.
Right,
Because then if this goes too low, then, you know, when you came together here, the next step, you're stepping and you're, right? So if I'm doing the hesitation, and I'm doing a sway to the side, again, this is, and then when I step forward again, I have to straighten back up. Because if I'm like this, and I take this step, I'm going to be, so forward and back is, it has no sway, right? So I wouldn't step forward and go, right? But sway happens on the sideways steps. But then as soon as I'm done, I have to change it and straighten back up again. Yes. Yep, it's all on the side. Now, so when you step forward with your left foot, if I step forward straight toward you, and you'll be able to see it in the camera, do you see how I'm balanced over that foot? My nose is over the toes. But if I step forward and I go, I'm not going to be as balanced when I move, and because my partner's over here, it's easy to be over on that side, and then her weight can kind of pull you off.
Okay, so it's not like you go perfectly straight, you're actually going slightly over the foot.
Yeah, so you're going to step forward with your left foot. Yeah, and just make sure that if you stopped right there, you're balanced right over that foot. Right? Yeah. Balance. That's better. Balance and sway. Balance and sway. Balance and sway. Nice. So even though that's kind of a bronze step,
Yes, yeah, but we get this way sometimes too, but we need to get them.
now you can kind of make this into a silver step by making a silver ending. And what I mean by that, in bronze, we close our feet.
Right.
In silver, we pass our feet, right? So after the hesitation, when you do the bronze version, you step back, side, close.
Right.
Silver version would be back, side, forward. So it would look like this. I do my hesitation, then back, side, forward, and then move on to the next step. So that would be the silver way.
So you can't keep repeating the step, and that's a one-time.
You could, but it's not as easy.
Yeah, right.
So it's here. Then I'd go back, side, forward. I could go right into another one. And right into another one. But it's not as easy because I have to line back up.
Yeah.
I move to the outside. So normally I'd probably choose that if I'm getting ready to go again.
Yeah.
Maybe if I did a couple of them, I would close on the first. And if I know I don't have anywhere to go.
Next step, then you just
Yeah. And let's say, okay, now I'm going to be ready to go, so I'm going to keep moving and then go into the next.
Okay, that makes sense.
So that, I mean, you could play with that. It doesn't have to be exactly that way, but that gives it the continuity to the ending of it. Yeah, there you go. And that just started you kind of moving again. There you go. All of your breath again. You know, another pattern that I was thinking about that I remember doing this one with you, and it's another good one for a small floor, and it's called the turning twinkles. Right, and we can just keep going back and forth. It's another one that we can do the bronze version where we close our feet. Close the feet. Close the feet. And the bronze version takes less. And then when we want to come out, I go back into the silver. Again, just a good stationary pattern if you're stuck in one position. And
I think we've done that with a single back and forth.
Yes.
We've done that stuff before.
Yep.
But that's-
Yep.
it's
Same
actually-
pattern.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's so that you can keep repeating the middle part. And yeah, we like that stuff. We do that so every so often.
Yeah. So another good one to use in the space.
Okay.
Yeah.
But wasn't there one that was just a simple twinkle, and you go to the promenade? I don't know if you just did an open right turn or what.
I think so. Yeah.
Maybe that was that.
Yeah.
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 Since we're going
Oh,
back
I know
this
which one
way.
you're thinking of too.
Yeah.
Right, and it's probably what you're just saying. When you're doing the progressive twinkle or the spiral
right.
one, where we're doing these, and let's say I come up to a corner, I could do the last one as a twinkle.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's what you're thinking of.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then I took it goes to an open right or whatever.
Then you could go to an open right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's nothing magic about that. It's just.
And you know, so as we're doing this, what's happening a little bit is I'm really focused on making sure that I keep my frame from shifting, right? And you're shifting your frame just a little bit more than me.
Okay.
So if you turn like that, and then, right, if you freeze, you see how this arm is no longer over here. So, right, and so as you rotate, this part of it has to stay here. So in other words, I can't do this, right? So you're rotating a little bit more than me. So if we're not taking steps, but we're just turning, if I rotate to here, that's as much as we go. So you wouldn't keep going to there. So that's too much rotation. So I can't stop you from rotating. I can stop myself and hope that you feel that and stay with me, but I can't literally make you stop rotating because I'm holding here, but you can twist. Yeah, you can still twist, right? But I'm trying to hold my frame in a way that you know not to, right? But if I do this, you see, then you're going to twist. Yeah. And you see that? Yeah, because your foot, it's so easy when you're turning for this foot to kind of fling over to the side instead of staying in the back position. And that just takes some practice. But that was better. Did you feel the difference? Could you see how she was staying in the rotation? So if I'm here in this position and you're holding still, I could still do this, right? But if I'm following how you're doing your position, you see, I'm not doing any extra.
See, there's an analogy in golf. Like when you hit the driver, see, you're supposed to turn your shoulders like this is your frame in effect.
Yes.
You're supposed to turn as a unit, but a lot of people do is like this.
Yes, it's exactly the same.
Exact analogy.
That's why a lot of ballroom dancers like to golf.
Yeah, you get no power. If you just go like this, there's no power at all. But if you keep your frame and twist your whole body,
it's exactly the same.
You get a good hit.
Yep. It's easier to do this though, right?
Yeah. So I'm really guilty of that. I get lazy. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
You know, and the ball doesn't go anyplace.
Gonna try it together now?
Let's see, what are we doing?
So I'm glad that music worked out good. Now we know to always just use dance vision music. And be careful of rotating more than you need to.
Yeah.
That's it. Nice.
See, I was so busy that I was saying, I'm getting to the corner, I gotta do something. So I'm thinking, okay, make sure I don't do this.
And you know what, I noticed when I danced it with you that when I wanted to do the twinkle at the end, you were so used to turning, and when I do the twinkle at the end, you're already facing, like if you step back this way, you're already facing that way, and I need to just keep you there. Yeah. And so I'm trying to let you know that I don't want you to turn anymore, but so here, again, I'm not doing very much to turn you, but now notice this. I'm just trying to freeze so that you can't turn, so you can't, So I'm trying to make my frame solid so that it doesn't allow you or gives you information that we're not doing anything different. Just keep doing the same thing that you're doing.
didn't start early enough.
Yeah, you had already finished that place
finished
where
the
you.
step
Oh,
before-
so it was too
Yeah.
late?
Yeah, well, I was too, whatever, I was too
The
late.
developing, that's one I didn't just lead you into, right?
Yeah,
That was, yeah.
I was
So
going
that
to
was,
develop it, but I was done with the step that you're supposed to do it before I signaled that you should do that.
nice.
Ah,
Yay! That was much better though. You kept going.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
And I think, just like you said, making sure that the frame,
yeah,
does, and it does, the better you get, the less it does to indicate,
yeah. I didn't want to overdo it.
yes.
Too much motion, it's supposed to just keep it gradual
And then it's easy for both of you to overdo it. Again, like if I'm turned this way, I'm not
right.
going to take any steps, but it's easy to turn too far.
and,
So if I'm turned this way, I don't need to go all the way to
right.
there. I can just go to here.
uh,
And when I turn this way, I don't need to go all the way to there. But it's easier to do that in
Yeah,
the beginning
right.
because it's exaggerated and it's hard to be refined.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what you want to work towards. Relaxing your shoulder. There you go. And watch when you go to start. So if you're doing 1, 2, 3,
Yeah, all right.
right? So the only thing that I'm trying to move in the beginning is down here, from the hip down. Nothing from,
Yeah.
right? So just
Yeah.
keeping that nice and calm.
I kind of like Henry for track.
Yeah.
You know, whatever.
In the starting block.
Yeah.
So see if you could have this where, and then we'll do it so you can see yourself in the camera. So this is not affected. In fact, don't take any steps for a second. Just relax the knees for a second. Right, and pull your chin back out. There you go. That's it. So everything's down there, and nothing should be affected through here. Yeah? There you go. Now, let me just say one thing, and I was going to mention this that I noticed when you were dancing together, is that if I'm doing the man's part, I want to try to keep, if you look from me from behind, there should be like a balance from elbow to elbow. So if one elbow's up or down, it throws off the balance, right? I try to keep it straight out this way. And also a balance between this. So if this side, you see my right side is more smaller, closer to me, this is farther. So I'm going to bring this so that if I dropped it down, my hand went down. It's kind of at an angle to me instead of like this. If I dropped it down, it should drop on the outside of my leg. It shouldn't, like, except for tango. Tango is the only one that is more compact. So if I'm in dance position here, And go ahead and drop that towards me. That's it. Okay, so now if you just move out of the space, and I'm just going to freeze here, so just step away from me. Do you see where that hand is there? Now, it's easy to do this. And now you have to kind of slide out that way to step away.
Yeah.
Do you see how?
The elbow is lower.
Yeah, and this is way over here.
Yeah.
Instead of, so I actually have it way over here. Now slide out to the side again. Go out that way. Do you see where my hand is way over here now?
Yeah.
So then it's more balanced. My elbows are both out here instead of one being here and one out here. Because this is where the lady has to, from my spine to my elbow is your space. So not very much space. So the more space I can give you, the easier it is for you to feel like you can move and stay with me, especially because you have to move backwards most of the time, right? So the more space that you can have, are we in the camera?
Yeah, the Linda just came within the frame.
Okay, so we just have to watch
Yeah,
that
don't
corner.
go too far on the sidelines.
Here. So I'm going to try to keep that frame. And now I'm going to let that frame come in a little bit. You see how it's like we're all like scrunched up over there, and it's harder to take your steps and to move around. So giving her as much space, and that's what really takes some time to get used to, because it feels like you got to really hold on to the lady to make sure she goes where she's supposed to go. And I think about taking this right into the muscle of the arm this way, and his arm comes up. We're still, your range of motion really has increased a lot, but having this down and this up. So your shoulder, when I say that, I'm pushing down on the shoulder, pushing up on the elbow so that you get more range here. You can keep this higher, your elbow, without lifting from the shoulder to do it. Yeah, that looks really nice from across. Because actually you have a pretty wide wingspan, so you have a nice frame for a dancer, because you have broad shoulders and long arms, so it actually looks really nice. That's it. So holding that, so just hold the joints and the muscles so that it maintains that. Nice. That's okay, but you had a good frame.
I was so thinking about the frame, I couldn't think about my feet.
Your frame was good though, because you can see it really from the back. Like if I watch the man from the back, you can see if it's kind of like all, or if it's. Yeah, probably a little bit more.
We did, yeah.
And one thing to kind of judge it is if you keep the heels of the hands touching. Now, it's harder for you to turn too far, because in order to turn away, you have to release this to be able to turn too far.
I started out like this and then I
Yep. So keeping that connection of the heel and the hand helps to keep you from over-rotating. You know what, and here's one little tip, because you're noticing that. So when you're on this side of her, it's easier, but when you're coming over here, so if I come over and I'm really on the wrong side of her, then I've gone too far. But if I'm here and I'm moving that way, but I'm still on this side of you, I haven't actually crossed, right? So let me do that one where we have a little more space here. So it's easy on this side. And a good way to practice that is not to look over there. You see how I'm still on this side of her? So I'm not actually looking over there because that's what makes me want to shift into that position.
Because I feel like I should be on this side, you know. That's why I feel like I should go from this side to this side.
Right.
But what you're saying, not really. You're actually more staying on this side. You're aiming this way, but you're still on this side.
Yep. So what's happening is that our feet, if you kind of turn your feet at a diagonal, I'm still on this side of her, but I'm stepping here. I'm not actually coming over on this side of you. So I'm stepping.
You guys are out of frame.
Oh, yeah.
Like these corners are not good to be in, okay? Down here.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll do it one more time that way. Now, notice that I'm going to keep my head. You can do it where you look over here, but you can't move over there.
Yeah.
But for training, it's actually better, and sometimes the men just keep their head on this side the whole time. Okay, you're a little ahead of me. There you go. So do you see, if I stop right here, I'm moving there, but my head keeps me on this side.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're still wanting to keep your heels off the floor on that one. And so on the one, you're getting ahead of me because you're not dropping your heel. Drop the heel. Drop the heel. Drop the heel. Drop the heel. That's it. That's why it's hard to, it's kind of like rolling downhill. You start gathering speed. Nice. Keep looking on the left side of her. But step with your foot across there. There you go. So I think one of the things that you get used to doing is being able to look one way but step that way. Do you see I'm stepping across myself, but I don't have to go where everything's forward. You see I'm then this is contra body, opposite. I'm stepping across myself, instead of turning my body each time to take a forward step. I'm constantly crossing my position.
Okay, because turning the body, I feel like I'm supposed to turn the body, but you're saying not.
Right. In the beginning, everybody does.
Yeah.
But to refine it, if you cross yourself, you can stay in position. So you're crossing yourself, especially this way, crossing yourself. That's it. That's it. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Cross yourself. Cross. Cross. One of the reasons that's a little bit harder to cross yourself on that side, because you start out forward, and then I cross myself here, and then on the second step, I'm turning my feet. I think your feet don't turn sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
So now I'm crossing myself.
Yeah, that's awkward.
So come over to the mirror, so we're still going towards the camera, and we're going to do just your part. So the first step is straight forward towards her. Then you turn to here. Now, if we stop right there, and as I step, I'm going to cross myself here. Now, do you see where my foot, there you go. It's still going forward. It's not turned towards the mirror, it's turned towards the corner. and I go across. Then, see how this heel is down? That heel should never touch the floor because it's on the 2, 2, 3. You're only on the toe. Yeah, so let's do that one more time. So it's, okay. So it's heel, toe, toe, heel. And then you bring that foot across yourself with the heel. Now, do you see how your toe wants to go this way, so you want it to go here? And you would know that when you were dancing with because her foot would be there. And then your second step is toe, and then toe, heel. And then you step across yourself, heel, then side step, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe, heel. Now, if you stop right there, do you see how you were turned this way?
Right.
And I was more turned this way, right?
Actually, I was even thinking about my upper body. It was so distracting.
Right. Which is good. I mean, it's hard to do it all at once. So it's 1, 2, 3. Step across yourself. 3. Heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe, heel. Now come back one more time. And I'm saying the abbreviated version. I'm saying heel, toe, toe, heel. But if I go one step deeper into that, the first step is heel, toe. So that goes heel, toe, 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 heel. 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 Yeah. And the reason I added that in is because in order to get the second step as a toe, you need to start coming up at the end of the first step, or you're too flat, and then everything just kind of is flat on the floor, right? And you were doing that better that time. Heel, toe, 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 heel. 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 Now this time, I want you to, I think you can see yourself right behind the camera there. See if you can look at yourself the whole time. So even though the body's turning, I'm going to keep the head looking in that same spot one time. So, heel, toe, 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 heel. 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 Yeah, so that also helps you from turning too much by keeping, and I'm going to do it with you one time. And I'm going to have you keep looking at yourself on that side of me the whole time. Now, before you go, there you go. Relax that. Keep looking at yourself the whole time. Looking at yourself, even when you turn your toes all the way to the other side of me. Yeah, very good. Very good.
I felt much smoother.
Yeah. And that keeps you, it's hard to overturn if your head's that way.
Yeah, it felt good too.
Yep. And then I'm going to watch you from here. Keep looking on this side of her. Yeah, nice. Now, so you have to be careful that you're not rotating too much now, because he's rotating less, right? Let me do it with you one time. And I'm going to do this. Go ahead and hold it. Yeah, so I can kind of keep this in one piece. fine. Yeah, there, I stopped you there because you weren't putting your heel down. Again, you got ahead of me. Back you up here. You see, so you started to cut the size of your steps down. So when you went backwards, so let's look at this. So when you go backwards, it's back, move this, and then take a bigger step right there. Like right now, you're starting to kind of close your feet, and he's not closing his feet, so then, and I wasn't closing my feet. Let me do this for you. Oh. That step was a half of a step and it didn't travel back. So you're going to go back, side, back, back. Make sure you stand all the way there. Side, back. Yep. And then back, side, back, up. This last step was a half of a step. And you did it much faster than I was moving. Back. Yeah, do you see how you're already up there and I've only gone here? Side, back, back, side, back, back, side, back. Yeah, and again, you didn't put your heel down.
Okay.
And then you started going faster than me. So I want you to feel where I'm moving to, because you have it in your mind where you need to go, but you're not noticing what I'm doing so much. Back. Side. Back. Balance yourself here. You're kind of wobbling around. There you go. Back. Put this foot down. That's it. You see where you're? And because you're already on the next step and you haven't finished this one. There you go. Side, back. There you go. Back, side, back. Nice. Back, whoop. Back, side, back. Put your heel down. Back, put your heel down. Side, back. Put your heel down. Back, side, back. Back. There you go. Let's do that one more time. And also keep thinking about keeping your eyes up too. There's not a mirror back there. You can see yourself there. Back. Oop. You never finished this one and you were already over there. Back. That's it. Side. Back. Back. Side. Back. Back. Side, back, back. Eyes up, side, back, back, side.
David Vasquez.
Oh, I got a call. We need to stop that. We want our music back. There we go. That was better though. Could you see the difference there of how? Now I'm going to try to go a little bit faster, but I want to just see if you can relax into that. Oh, you start doing it again. You're cutting off that third step, and you've taken it before me, and it's about half the size or less than I was planning on moving. Back, side, big step. Oh, this one went about an inch away from the other one. Okay, that's the, when I on the 3. Okay, so when I'll say 3, that's going to be a bigger step. 1, 2, 3. There, that helps by saying it that way. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And on 1 and 3, your heels want to touch down. 2, you don't want to touch. 2, you get to be on your toes. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Oh, that was too small. 3, there you go. But I can start to tell when I'm watching you in the mirror, when your heel doesn't go down on 1, it just starts getting faster and faster, right? Yeah. Can you see that? Can you see? Yeah. Oh, your 3 is not going anywhere. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so
you're really ahead of me.
yeah, same thing because you didn't stand on that. Let me just take the music off actually for a sec. Because it'll actually be better if we're not trying to go with it. We can go with the count. Do you want to do it together? So remember, 3 is moving more because that's the one that you tend to want to cut off a little bit. And yeah, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Good. Okay, so that was better. And come back with this time. I want you to just, when I say 1, make sure your heel goes down. Because you were just still getting a little faster than him. So on the very first step on 1, your heels are going to go down. 1, 2, 3, heel down. 2, heel, 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 toe, toe, heel, heel. Yeah. So again, it's the 1 and the 3, but I'm just focusing on the 1 a little bit more because that's what starts you on the roll of getting faster. One, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Better, yeah. So you kind of have different things that you're focusing on because you're doing different things. He's just not having to go backwards and drop into his heels. Yeah, right. Although we did do that pattern where he does get to go backwards on that one. But so lowering your heels and then watching, like if I was standing in front of you and if we even did the pattern and we're not going to hold on, I'm going to make sure that if his shoulders turn, that I turn the same amount. Okay, hopefully he doesn't overturn. So if we go ahead and do the step. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So I'm following what he's doing with his body and his tempo, even though I was counting it, so that made it a little easier. But you see, so if I wasn't aware of it, and we did the same thing, and I did, right? So just try that once. And of course, I've done it a lot more, so it's easier for me. But you can start to see kind of at what point you do get off. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And you know what? The other thing is that we can see when you start doing different angles. Like, I did notice this when you were dancing it together. You know how we're dancing into diagonals? It's kind of easier if you're going forward to kind of find those diagonals. When you're backing up, but what I do is I find my diagonals on this side of the floor. So I think I go here, and then I move that way, and I go to here, and I move. So what happens is your back step each time, first time I step back, it's with the line of the boards, and then it's going to be at a diagonal. So I'm going diagonally. You keep wanting to go down the boards each time. All right, so I'm going to go diagonal, 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 diagonal. All right, so I don't think you had that in mind either.
I think I knew that, but I forgot it.
Right, because there's so many other details, right? So do it one more time together like that and see if you're thinking more diagonal.
I also think she's bracing the counter.
And that's just because she's not used to
Yeah,
putting
yeah.
her heels down yet. We're still working on, that's why I'm going to keep drilling that, because that's a huge piece to be able to follow.
You can't.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2 diagonal. 1, 2 diagonal. 1, 2 diagonal. 2 diagonal. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Much better,
Much better.
right? So just kind of understanding
Yeah.
it. And it starts to show up where we don't quite understand it or we
'Cause then
don't
if
have it
you do that
all.
without the frame. With the frame, you should be golden, you know?
Yeah. You want to try it now with the frame?
Yeah.
See if that pans out to be the truth.
That's such a good theory.
1, 2, 3, 1. Remember the diagonal. Diagonal. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Much better. That did pan out. Yay! Don't you think?
Yeah,
Did it feel easier?
Too, yeah.
And your speed, she's slowing down now
right,
too.
Right. Less anxiety. I think
Yes.
she's just anxious. That's
Yeah.
why
You've tried the music, or we?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me put the music back on. Wake up.
Yeah, let's just start here and go down the line.
Dropping the heel on 1. Remember, drop your heel on 1 and drop it. Whoop.
Right, that's good.
Yeah.
I forgot what to do before.
Yeah,
With the chairs.
you could have done a hesitation.
Yeah.
Or you could have done probably the chair, you might have been too close to get ready, set up the chair. Hesitation probably would have been the best. Punching bag. Remember to drop the heels on 1. Heel. Drop the heel, that's it. Heel drops. Heel drops, there you go.
I guess I started it the wrong way.
Oh, they're gonna do it with chairs.
Yeah.
Good, that was better though.
One last
Yeah,
second with it.
that should, it'll start back up too.
For the camera, final.